What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. You already know what time it is. It is Travers week. You got Big Willis here.
Yes.
You got Pick 5 Johnny in the house. And we are talking, of course, what I just said about the Travers.
You know, it's a big weekend and a big day. If I make an appearance, ultra busy.
100%.
Happy to be back on the show. Super excited for the Midsummer Derby. I think personally, there's a good chance you got a Breeders' Cup champion in this race.
Maybe. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, you know, thinking about last time you were on here, it was the Haskell Go Rocket Ride. That's definitely a 3-year-old in the mix. We'll see where he lands next. But yeah, this field is really, really strong. I like this field a lot.
The 3-year-old division's a lot better than that older male division. Is it loaded? I'm not 100% sure, but I know it's definitely more consistent and better than the older male division. So I truly believe you could pick a horse out of here to win the Breeders' Cup.
100%. And speaking of the older dirt division, I just want to say RIP Art Collector.
Oh,
that was terrible. RIP Cave Rock, 3-year-old division. A good horse, a good 2-year-old. But we're here now, and we got the field of 7.
Small field, but they're not lacking anything in quality,
No.
man. You got the Derby winner in here. Again, Mage just lost to Go Rocket Ride.
I like Mage.
That Go Rocket Ride's performance in the Haskell was amazing. Mage gives you everything every time that horse runs. If you like that horse, I couldn't sit here and talk you off of Mage.
Yeah, you got the champs in here, man. You got the Belmont winner. You got the Kentucky Derby winner. You got the Jim Dandy winner. And then you got some other horses that are going to be there and battle with you a little bit. I know Disarm had a big win. And then, you know, ran well in the Jim Dandy.
Yeah.
Coming back here in this field, and they're putting blinkers on. Blinkers are on.
Well, the horses that haven't won the big race in this race, Disarm, Tapit Trice, Scotland.
Tapit Trice.
So
Scotland.
Disarm was supposed to be something big. Tapit Trice was always the wise guy horse. Scotland, up and coming horse. These horses are supposed to be really good. And then you got Forte, Mage, Arcangelo, National Treasure. They've won the big race. So to me, this is one of the best 3-year-old races of the year. The Travers doesn't disappoint.
Yeah, this is a big one, and honestly, talking about it, obviously I did that profile on Scotland. I do like that horse in here. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's like, is Tapit Trice gonna finally win like the big race that we're expecting him to? You know, it's one of those things. It's kind of tricky if you don't have a strong opinion on a certain horse. Is Arcangelo going to repeat that performance from the Belmont? It's been so long. I know they've been training well. That trainer's a beast. Antonucci's going to have that horse ready. But this isn't the test of champions now. This is the graveyard of champions.
So if it's the graveyard of champions, you got to worry about horses like, you know, Forte. You got to worry about horses like National Treasure or Mage, the horses that won the big race.
Yeah.
And now, you know, they come over here to Saratoga where it's been rough out there.
Yeah.
It's been rough. Really bad on the turf, and it's been hard on the dirt too. You know, it is the graveyard of champions. They're going 1.25 miles for a big purse.
Yes.
I'm gonna stick with my guns, man.
Yeah,
I like Forte. I like Forte from the beginning of time.
Yeah.
I liked him. Florida Derby. I liked him from the beginning.
Yeah, man.
As a 2-year-old, I'm sticking Forte. I think I'm playing it safe, but if any horse is not going to disappoint, it's going to be Forte.
Yeah.
And next would be Mage.
Yeah.
Those horses give you everything they got every single time out. Scotland, up and coming.
Yeah.
You know, never seen a field like this. Tapit Trice tends to disappoint. Wise guy horse, trying to beat Forte, trying to beat Mage, and never does it.
Yeah.
Arcangelo, good horse. The connections aren't what you know, top notch. They're good, but they're not top notch. But Arcangelo's still not as proven as Forte or as proven as Mage. National Treasure, you know how I feel about that horse.
Yeah.
That horse could go gate to wire, that horse could get last. I think the range of outcomes from National Treasure is the biggest in the field. Therefore, if you're not National Treasure, to me, should be double digits in the odds.
I think it's going to be tough for National Treasure to get the lead on Scotland. Just going back and looking at the replays, looking at what we've seen, looking at the races. It's going to be tough, man, and that's how National Treasure wins. He's got to be on the lead, and he finishes strong because the pace isn't too hot like in the Preakness.
Yeah.
But I think Scotland will be right there to give him that trouble. And then, it could be a horse coming from the back or
sitting off the pace.
Yeah, or it could be, you know, like the horse, one of the horses I like, it's a longer shot, Scotland in here.
Yeah.
But go ahead, yeah, finish.
So you think Scotland will be pressuring?
Yeah, I think Scotland will be up. Very versatile horse. Like I talked about in the profile, came from off the pace and is made into to nip him at the wire. So I don't think he needs a lead, but if they give him an easy lead, and last time he went 23, 47, and 111.
Yeah.
And he still finished strong with a 149 and a mile and 8. And he still had more. So, I think that horse could be a problem if, no one else brings any pressure, or, it all depends. I don't want my horse to be sitting in between two horses, right? I don't want him to be in between two the whole time, roughing it out. If he can sit the good trip, which his speed might help him, coming off those shorter races, then finally stretched out off the 2 turns, and now coming back on 2 turns and going a little further, if that trip helps him out and he could just have, National Treasure on his inside, and he just sits just off, I think that's going to be a great chance for him to win. Now, if he's pressured and pushed in between, yeah, I don't think he's got a shot because he's new. I think other horses like Tapit Trice, not as much Tapit Trice, but more like Forte, maybe Arcangelo, who have sat those trips that haven't been the best considering Forte's Florida Derby.
Yeah.
And he still won. Like, I think those horses can overcome that. I don't know if Scotland can, but if Scotland gets a good trip, I think he's got a great chance in here.
So we just went back and watched Forte's last race.
Yeah.
6 wide, turning for home, still closing on Arcangelo. Mm-hmm. And that was ultra impressive to me. And that's what I'm talking about. And
that was off the layoff.
Yeah.
After being scratched in the Derby.
I just think Forte sets up perfect. I think Scotland and National Treasure. I know National Treasure is going to go.
Yeah.
I truly hope that Scotland does put some pressure, because the last thing I want to see is National Treasure on the front at an easy pace, walking on the lead.
No, that's not.
Because I'm truly over. I'm over that. Scotland puts a little bit of pressure, and I think you get Forte. I think you get Mage with the best trips.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be sitting right there mid pack. It's going to be close and tight.
Yeah.
Tapit Trice is going to be a little closer. Arcangelo is going to be on the inside, sitting a little closer, and I think they're going to be tight. There's no doubt in my mind that I'm going to get the best out of Forte, the rest of them are great. They're really good horses, but I know from history and what I've watched, Forte's going to give me everything he's got, and that's where my dollar's going.
Gotcha. Yeah, I like Forte. Luckily, I've had Forte in big moments as far as betting strategies go, and I've won with him. He's been great. In this race, I'd have to say 3 horses I like. It's going to be Forte, of course, for all the reasons you just said. It's going to be Mage. Mage won at 1.25 miles in the Derby, right? So that horse has a win at this distance. He was game last time against Go Rocket Ride. I think he got the late jump. He was wider than Go Rocket Ride and just got beat. I still think Go Rocket Ride is a really good horse. And then I'm going Scotland. I like Scotland if Scotland gets a good trip. If Scotland doesn't get a good trip, obviously I think he's out of it. He's not one of those ones that's going to be able to get shuffled back and then finish strong. I think, he's just going to need that good trip. I think he can get it because he's very versatile and he's got some speed to start the race. He's just going to have to break well and sit just off the pace, I think. But if they're trying to win, I wouldn't be surprised if they go to the lead ahead of National Treasure and take National Treasure out of it.
I love it.
So now they're just like, you know what? Let's try and beat all these other horses. We'll take National Treasure out of it. Maybe we go 23, 46, but hey, I think our horse is the best, and just ride them till the wheels fall off.
Yeah. No,
so those are the 3 I'm going with. I've got Scotland, I've got Mage, and I've got Forte.
I'm just riding Forte right here. If I had to make a second pick, it would be Mage.
And that is the show, boys and girls. I hope you guys enjoyed it. That is the Travers. Remember, this isn't the test of champions. This is the graveyard of champions. So we'll see what happens here when we got all these champions and a couple newcomers. It could be pretty interesting.
I'm telling you, we can see the Breeders' Cup winner in this race right here.
Which is pretty freaking wild. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. We appreciate all the love. It's not going to stop. But this is almost like the last big 3-year-old weekend.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to have a couple other races here and there. But, and I think a lot of the ones going forward might be preps for these other horses. you know, going into that Breeders' Cup weekend. I mean, we're almost there, dude. We're 3 months out.
Yeah, November comes quick when you're dealing with horse racing, and like you said, this is the Midsummer Derby. It's Saratoga. Everybody wants to win.
Yeah, bro.
And no one better to do it than my boy Todd Fletcher, baby. Let's go.
Wow. All right, and I will say this, just real quick note. Interested to see how Disarm does with the blinkers and those connections.
Yeah.
Because they have shown success with what they're doing. So, hey, it's wide open, but you know our picks. We appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Pick 5 Johnny, Big Willis, before the odds. Travers weekend.
Like and subscribe.
Let's go.